got away from you, escaped and ran without a map. I found my way back to stand outside your door. It took me 2 years.
You know, the house was built in 1918, and I don't know the owners that have had it throughout the years. I've met 2 families that have lived here.
Well, the house that I lived in was like a triplex, and it was right at the corner of 9th and Sycamore, and I'm assuming that the house was built probably in the early 1910s, 1920s.
And this particular house, it was built in 1902. And my parents lived here. They bought it in 1917. It was only a 4-room home then. And of course they built on 2 additional rooms.
My house was built in 1890. It was probably one of the first homes actually built in this area. Though many homes were being built at that time because that's when Schumacher Division was laid down in the 1880s.
Schumacher Place is named after a prominent dairy farmer, Max Schumacher, who lived near the intersection of Forest and Grant. His home was at 343 East Sycamore. The pasture constituted most of what is now the southeast quadrant of Schumacher Place. In the 1800s, Livingston Avenue became a main artery into downtown, allowing farm products in the area to be transported to local markets. The corridor became home to many businesses and manufacturing companies, including tanneries that created supplies for the buggy industry, cigar shops, and produce merchants. The original Franklin County Infirmary was located at the present-day site of the Beck Street School. Important local businesses included H. Krupp & Son, located at the southwest corner of Beck and 9th Streets, which served as a combined saloon and grocery store. Burkholt's Bowling Alley on Sycamore Street featured 2 bowling lanes. A baseball field named Recreation Park, located at Whittier and Yeager, was the home of the very first Ohio State football game against Worcester played on November 1, 1890. The park became home to Columbus's first Major League Baseball team, the Solons, as well as pro football's Columbus Panhandles. They were organized in 1904 by Joseph Carr, who named the team the Panhandles from his early employment at the Panhandle Division of the Pennsylvania Railroad. The team became a charter member of the American Professional Football Association in 1920, which was a forerunner of the National Football League.
For about 5 generations now. Well, it has reference to things on it that we've had to change over the years because you can't get that kind of milk. You have to use buttermilk. And it was handed down word of mouth until my mom about 60 years ago finally decided to write it down, and this is written in her handwriting.
Where Schumacher's located, you're between Parsons and High Street and Livingston down to just Whittier or a little past Whittier. So it's a unique area because you've got historical interest.
Both my parents are from Germany, went there to visit several times. So I instantly had a connection with that type of architecture and the feeling of brick homes, brick streets.
And Ebner Street is my most favorite street in Schumacher Place. It is tree-lined, and even in the winter, it is just one of the prettiest streets going. And so I looked at that and I thought, I could live here for a long time.
I've always had great times. I've always enjoyed being able to walk around and so forth. So really, from the time I moved here, it was like, if I'm living in Columbus, this is the place for me.
You've got the people who've lived here for a very long time, but then you have a lot of younger people that are moving into the neighborhood, and then that creates its own sort of, vibe and activity level and friendships.
And it's nice to hear children's voices, the laughing, the laughter. And it's youth. And youth keeps us younger. I can speak to that.
The cat took off its bell and chased us halfway home. And we ran so fast and laughed so hard, we had to lay on the grass and moan and groan and groan. What we're doing, yeah, we're doing alright. What we're saying, yeah, we're making sense. And when we're loving all night. And when we're dancing, we'll be dancing all night. Here we are, tall and strong. We tell stories that are funny, but never long. We sit and talk of philosophies. We have solutions designed to please. What we're doing, yeah, we're doing alright. What we're saying, oh, we're making sense. When we're loving all night. And when we're dancing, we'll be dancing all night.
I think the most positive thing about Schumacher is the relationship, the way that you guys interact with the police department. Your cyber block watch right now it's a success with everybody that we've talked to about it.
It feels like home. And the reason it does feel like home to me is because the people are so friendly. I really enjoy going to the Schumacher Place socials, walking around the neighborhood, meeting new neighbors, making new friends.
I know my neighbors on both sides of me. I know the fellows across the street.
The neighbors are all friendly. They have a sense of community about them, and I've not met anybody that wasn't willing to help out and if we needed something as a community.
Yeah, we get a lot of neighborhood people like yourself in here, Phil. They walk here, and yeah, I'm good at buying drinks for them. Yeah, give them a cigar or whatever. Yeah, they're my friends.
It was a long way from where you'd been early in the century. In ironwork and narrow alleys, porch steps shaped by blocks of stone, you found what made this place an anchor for what you had only dreamed. On autumn nights, far from the stars, the hum of tires on brick became a constellation any child could identify years later. Something that isn't wind moves off Parsons Avenue to tell an old story, who you've been, are becoming. Before, when the trees were cleared, the platted lines became brick, and a sense of loss demanded a path called Forest Street. At dawn, children dance over a history of slaughterhouses and tanneries, places this place rose from, gardens opening to the sky. Even with a map, short walks allow you to get lost, to embrace the familiar with new eyes, satisfaction in how shade pulls house and street together. You follow another's pointing finger and nod. On the countless cloudy days, the sun continues its arc over Grant Avenue and warehouses filled with ghosts of breweries that sustained these homes. No city in history has offered anyone a guarantee. Headlines and sirens will still rip the air, stab thorns into the most careful handling of roses. Pain seasons both sorrow and laughter, so here you will sift small differences, vow to embrace the uncertain, and admit that you can accept surprise, that great blocks of your life can be difficult, and good.
This is my home.
This is my home. This is my home.
This is my home.
This is my home.
This is home.
This is my home.
This is my home.
This is my home.
This is my home.
This is our home.
This is our home.
This is my home.
This is my home.
This is my home.